I apologize. I got that nasty cold and lost my voice, and then I had to go out of town for work. Katie was kidding me and saying I'd actually have to spend time listening as I couldn't talk. So far in this series, we've talked about how to read apocalyptic literature, and we've been exploring amillennialism, the view that Christ is reigning now in this present age. And if you missed it, click below and then come back so I don't get lonely. Today, we're going to look at another historic Christian framework, historic premillennialism. And before anything else, let me say this clearly. Historic premillennialism is not the same as modern dispensational premillennialism. The distinction alone is worth this entire episode. And here's the big idea for today. Historic premillennialism teaches that the church will endure suffering, that Christ will return visibly, and that the dead will be raised, and that Christ, he will reign before the final judgment in the new creation. This view emphasizes perseverance before victory. The term premillennial simply means Christ returns before the millennium, before his 1,000-year reign. In historic premillennialism, the millennium is in the future. Christ, his return is going to be visible. Resurrection follows his return, and then Christ reigns. Then comes the final judgment and the new heaven and the new earth. There's no secret return and no sharp separation between Israel and the church. Historic premillennialism places strong emphasis on reading Revelation 19 and 20 as a sequence. And if you haven't read those, go back and read them. In Revelation 19, Christ, he returns in glory, and evil is judged, the beast is defeated. In Revelation 20, Satan is bound, and the saints, they reign with Christ. The new millennium begins. Historic premillennial readers see this as a chronological movement from Christ's return to his reign. One of the defining characteristics of historic premillennialism is its emphasis on the tribulation before God's triumph. This view expects the church to face persecution. Faithfulness is going to be costly. Suffering is intensified before Christ's return. This naturally fits within Jesus' words of Matthew chapter 24, John 16, Paul's teaching on endurance. Historic premillennialism does not promise escape, it promises benediction. Historic premillennialists place great weight on the bodily resurrection. They read Revelation 20's references to the saints coming to life and the real resurrection tied to Christ's return. This resurrection, it's public, it's physical, it's triumphant. Christ's reign is not merely spiritual, it's embodied and visible. This view was widely held in the early centuries of the church. Our church fathers like Papias, Justin Martyr, Irenaeus, they all expected a future reign of Christ on earth following his return. This wasn't a fringe theology, it was a serious attempt to read Revelation with hope and realism. Unlike amillennialism, historic premillennialism understands Satan's binding as a future event. Satan is restrained after Christ returns, so that Christ's reign is marked by peace and justice. Evil, it's still present, but it's no longer dominant. Let's name its strengths honestly. Historic premillennialism takes persecution very serious. It emphasizes endurance and faithfulness. It strongly affirms a bodily resurrection. It offers hope to suffering believers. It resonates deeply with Christians who are living under oppression. Some assume all premillennial views teach the secret rapture, a divided people of God, escapism. Historic premillennialism, it teaches none of these. The church, it remains central, Suffering, it's expected. Hope is future and visible. This view speaks powerfully to believers who feel like faithfulness is costly. It says, hold fast. Christ will return. Your suffering, it won't be wasted. If this view is true, then perseverance, it matters. Faithfulness under pressure, it's central. The church's calling is endurance, not avoidance. The goal is not survival. The goal is faithful witness. Next week, we'll look at a view that many Christians today have never even been taught, but one which shaped our entire culture. It's called postmillennialism. It's the belief that the gospel will advance powerfully in history before Christ's return. Again, this series isn't about persuading, but it's about understanding. And if this episode helped you think more clearly, consider subscribing. And in the comments, I'd love to hear, does the expectation of suffering before glory feel sobering or strengthening to you? Grace and peace, and I'll see you next time.